Hey guys, I have one here I want to show you called the Salamander. It's a sneaky little combo movement that's kind of got some crawling element or this coordination in our gait pattern. So this developmental sequence stuff, which is always good to see. And then you'll see how I have to kind of stabilize one side and move the other side. So what I'm starting with is good posture. I want my head up here, tongue on the roof of the mouth. Good diaphragmatic breathing as best we can here. So if I'm holding my breath at any point, I'm pushing something too hard, too far, I don't own the position. So keep that in mind as how far to take this exercise, along with a couple other things I'm gonna give you here too. So what we're doing here first is we're gonna basically show you what upper body wise, we're reaching across this way. And what I don't wanna see is this shoulder collapsing, caving in, or we say pointy shoulder versus that packed or set shoulder. So I'm pushing away moderately. This should just be a natural, normal thing versus sitting here like this. If I was working on my computer or whatever, this is a good position for all this, rich movement on the ground here. So what I'm gonna be doing here with the lower body is I'm gonna be coming up here and coming across. So lower body, I'm reaching, basically looking and reaching this way. I'm looking basically at my knee, trying to touch. I'm never gonna get there, but I'm trying to touch my hand to this knee while I'm bringing this side up as high as I can without just dumping, my body. I don't want to see this happen where I'm just dumping my body into this. Minimal movement through the rest of the body as I'm coming up here. And this is tough. A lot of you may actually need to just slide along, have a slidey type of surface like that and slide along. That's totally fine for a baseline position. And then again, working up into this, I'm a little stiff and sore, a little harder to talk through that. This top range really gets into this QL, sticky stuff around the low back, opens up things in the mid back. Again, this coordination, having to reach across, stabilize, surprisingly valuable and gives us some good kind of baseline information testing. Where am I really that stable? Do I really own this position here? Again, this is a good example as I'm coming across. If I'm diving in here just to get that leg up high. Ultimately, I do want to work into having this leg fairly high, work into this. Imagine I'm going over a little barrier. That's one way to progress it. At the end goal could be, I could have clubs in my hand or some light dumbbells. If I really want to push this into the more strength realm or almost in conditioning, doing these for fairly high reps is probably a good idea. And then working into wearing leg weights. I could have leg weights on my leg here as well. So that would be the very high level progression, end of the road. I generally have not done loaded versions of these, especially until you can get like 20 good reps, maybe even per side, quite a bit of higher volume. You'll see this can be a great one. Potentially between sets, it's pretty fatiguing, pretty aware for, say, anything low back, squat related, anything into those hips is really where we're getting the most value. But again, the synergy between the right and left side of my body, these are working, the other side is stabilizing. That's always a good pattern, very rich in the baseline of athletic movement, which I believe always starts at the ground. So check that one out. That one's just called the Salamander. Lots of value there, and I think you'll quickly realize exactly what's working, which is gonna be right there. You're gonna be feeling the burn in the hip there. It should generally feel like a good feeling of fatigue, a little bit of burn around the low back without straining things, as long as we're careful and observe all those basic progressions that I talked about too. So check that one out, guys.